be honest for a second. If I gave you $1, one laptop, and 1 hour, could you build a real store that makes real money before tomorrow morning? Why not you? Are you actually any worse than the millionaires who started with less and built something from scratch? Keep that question in your mind for the next few minutes, because by the end of this story, you'll not only know the answer, you'll feel it in your bones. I'll even hand you a tiny script you can copy word for word to land your first micro-influencer promo without sounding awkward or salesy. Deal? Good. Let's start the clock. Here's the challenge I set for myself. 3 rules. First, I must use free AI tools and keep the creation cost under $1. Yes, you heard that right. $1. Second, I must do everything from a laptop. No studio, no team, no hidden tools. Third, I must finish in under an hour. That's not much time, so every click needs to count. Think of it like a speed run for business. Before we touch a single button, understand the game we're playing. We're building a Shopify store that uses dropshipping. That means when a customer orders, the product ships directly from the supplier to them. No boxes in your garage, no inventory you have to buy up front. Your job is to create the storefront, pick products that are likely to sell, and make the experience feel trustworthy. The AI will handle a lot of the heavy lifting, but not everything. The art is in the choices you make during setup and the way you attract those first eyeballs. I found a free AI tool that claims to build the store for you and connect you with suppliers. It's called Build Your Store. It's like pressing the Assemble My Shop button and letting the system do the scaffolding. The promise is simple. You choose a niche, they generate a clean storefront with the right pages, and when orders roll in, a connected fulfillment partner ships the goods. If this sounds too easy, hold that skepticism. You should be skeptical. But keep watching, because I actually pressed the button and let it run. And what happened next surprised me as much as it may surprise you. Picking a niche is where most beginners freeze. They confuse preference with profit. Don't do that. We're not building a shrine to our hobbies. We're building a cash register. Ask yourself one question. Where is the reliable demand? The tool offered several big buckets: fashion and apparel, pets, electronics and gadgets, home and garden, sports and fitness, or I'm not sure. All of those can work, but we want fast signal. I chose sports and fitness, constant demand, evergreen products, and a younger audience that lives online and buys online. Also, candidly, I know athletes personally. The more you understand the customer, the faster you'll make good decisions. That is not a rule. It's physics. A quick note on why this mental shift matters. You may love knitting, but if you can't identify buyers who purchase frequently and share products socially, you are going uphill with a fridge tied to your back. Fitness audiences, on the other hand, are in a perpetual conversation about gear, recovery, performance, and style. That conversation happens in public. Public conversation is free marketing, when you give people something to talk about. Now you know why I clicked sports and fitness without hesitation. Next, the visual identity. The tool offered a handful of pre-made banners. Pretty pictures are not the point. Relevance is the point. If your banner screams yoga leggings but your store sells weightlifting belts, your brain senses a mismatch. Mismatch equals mistrust. Mistrust equals lost sales. So I scanned the options with one question in mind. Does this image tell the truth about what we sell and who we sell to? I skipped the collage of random gear. It looked busy and it risked confusion. I skipped the banners that felt heavily skewed to one gender, not because they were bad images, because they were incomplete signals. I chose visuals that felt universal, dynamic, and emotionally warm. Sunset tones, motion, something that says, we move. That's enough to anchor the vibe without promising something we won't deliver. A banner is the first handshake. You don't get a second chance at it. And yes, you can change it later. But here's a secret that top store builders know. If you choose a banner that aligns with your first 3 products, you give the AI a boost. The resulting recommendations and layout often feel more coherent. That coherence increases time on page. Time on page increases conversion probability. The dominoes fall in your favor, one subtle decision at a time. Now, to actually make the AI do its job, we need a Shopify account. Shopify is the engine under the hood. Set it up, pick the basic plan for now. And this is important. Don't get stuck in their setup wizard. Click the option that says you don't want help right now. We're about speed and control. You can decorate later. The trial period will cover us while we build. After that, Shopify often runs a $1 per month promotion for the first 3 months. For our purposes, we aren't being charged during the build window, so this still fits the $1 rule for creation. Make sure your payment method is ready for when the trial flips. And breathe. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be live. Back in the Shopify dashboard, you might feel overwhelmed. That's normal. Ignore the noise. We are going to add one app. Build your store. Click Install. Authorize. Done. Now hit the button that says to generate or create your custom store. When you do that, step back. The system starts laying down pages, policies, categories, scaffolding, and a basic design. In the background, it's shaping a real shop from the air. Yes, it feels a little like summoning a robot assistant. No, it won't turn into a movie where the robots take over. The only thing that will take over is your to-do list if you spend the next hour second-guessing. While the store builds, we have to find products people already want. This is where beginners either take forever or they guess. Neither is good. We are going to let data do the work. A tool called AutoDS has a marketplace of trending products. It auto-imports listings with photos and descriptions, manages pricing rules, and even routes orders to suppliers for you when a sale hits. Think of it as your tireless intern who never sleeps and never complains. You still need to make decisions, but it removes the grunt work. To keep the budget intact, I grabbed their trial for 99 cents on a plan that wasn't bare bones, but wasn't overkill. My reasoning: if the point is to build a passive pipeline, the features that automate pricing and fulfillment save hours later. 99 cents to automate future headaches? Easy call. At this moment, the $1 budget for creation is essentially spent. So now your mindset has to shift from building to selling. Every next choice should increase the odds of your first sale. Inside AutoDS, filter for sports and fitness. Now you're looking at items that are moving fast for other stores. This is a huge shortcut. You could add random products and hope the market wants them, or you could put your shop where the stream is already flowing. That's the difference between dragging a net through a puddle and setting it in a river. Click into a few products. Look at cost, shipping estimates, photo quality, and the emotional why behind the item. Does it solve a problem? Does it make the owner feel like a more committed athlete? Is it giftable? Can it be explained in one sentence by a friend to another friend without sounding weird? If the answer is yes to any 2 of those, you have a contender. Here's what landed in my shop first: a breathing training respirator. If you've ever seen athletes training at altitude, you get the idea. The device restricts airflow to condition your respiratory muscles. Is it magic? No. Is it interesting and highly shareable on short video? Absolutely. Next, bag clips for golf clubs. They reduce rattling and protect shafts from damage. Quietly practical, weirdly satisfying. A resistance band. A timeless staple with 1,000 use cases. And a warm jogging hat that actually looks good from the side profile. You don't need a PhD to see how each item maps to a specific kind of buyer who knows exactly why they want it. By the way, keep an eye on margins. One useful rule of thumb in this world is to price between 2 times and 2.5 times your cost. That gives you room to cover fees and promo while still pocketing real money. For example, those golf clips I mentioned came in at a supplier cost a little under $7. Selling them at roughly $14 to $15 is perfectly reasonable. If you build in free shipping for orders over a certain amount, you also encourage small bundle behavior. 2 bands and a hat suddenly jump a customer over the threshold. That's not manipulation. That's good store design. When your products import into your store, click into a product page. You'll see photos pulled in, a description you can tweak, and basic buttons to buy. If you see a PayPal option alongside card checkout, even better. Many buyers feel more secure using PayPal. Tiny touches like a small animation on that button can increase trust. But remember, cute buttons don't sell if the page looks like a mess. Check for clarity. Does the title make sense? Are there multiple angles of the product? Are there a few lifestyle images that show the item in use? People don't buy features. They buy a picture of themselves using the thing. Give them that picture. Scroll to the bottom of your store and notice something that often gets ignored. The footer. Shipping policy, terms and conditions, refund policy, contact information. Boring, right? Wrong. This is trust scaffolding. Even if most customers never read it, just seeing that it exists reduces friction. The AI pre-filled a lot of this for me. All I had to do was drop in the store name, our general location, and an email address that actually goes somewhere. Don't skip that. An unanswered email can turn a small hiccup into a refund or worse, a chargeback. You want to be the kind of shop that replies. Speaking of trust, let's talk domain names. The default domain that Shopify gives you looks like a scrambled password. That's fine during testing. It is not fine when you send strangers to your site. A clean domain feels official. You can secure a posh store domain easily, and if you're using Build Your Store, they may include one at no extra cost during setup. Some industry analyses suggest industry keyword domains can earn better click-throughs when the intent is commercial. Either way, the main point is clarity. Your domain should say, "This is a shop," before the page even loads. I chose a name that telegraphed the niche instantly and connected it in a few clicks. Verification takes a moment. After that, your store looks like a real business, not a test page. Now, before we run for traffic, add 2 finishing touches. Link a social profile or 2 that you'll actually check, even if you plan to focus on paid traffic later. This gives hesitant buyers a way to peek behind the brand and quickly skim your product descriptions to remove fluff. Simple beats, clever, short sentences win. Focus on how the item is used and what problem it solves. If you can swap a 5-line paragraph for 3 bullets of plain language, do it. Then come back and add a single sentence of social proof like, "Trusted by thousands of weekend warriors and coaches," if it's true. If it isn't yet, leave it out. Honesty pays long term. Okay, the store is live. That's half the game. The second half is getting people to care. There are many ways to drive traffic, but we're going to take a very specific route because it gives us speed and proof without burning cash. We are going to partner with a micro-influencer. Micro-influencers have 10,000 to 50,000 followers. They are not mega celebrities. They are focused, relatable, responsive, and their audiences actually talk back. Some studies have reported micro-creators can generate far higher engagement than big accounts, with better conversion in tightly defined niches. That's exactly what we need, attention that moves. I reached out to a pair of creators I knew who post high-energy fitness skits. They have roughly 14,500 followers on Instagram. Not crazy numbers, but the right audience. The plan was simple. Have them film a quick story that shows the breathing trainer in a playful, memorable way, and include a link sticker that points straight to the product page. Why a story, not a feed post? Immediacy. Stories live in the flow of your day. They feel like a friend tapping your shoulder and saying, "Try this." That vibe matters more than you think. Before I green-lit the post, I ordered a few of the products myself. This is not optional. You need to know the quality. The breathing trainer felt sturdy, not flimsy. The hat was actually warm and had a peak that looked good on camera. The golf clips were stronger than the cheap ones I had used before. The band was, well, a band, functional. Ordering and touching your own products will save you pain later. When something is bad, your customers will tell you in the worst possible way. That's a lesson you want to learn from a test order, not from a wave of unhappy emails. The creator sent the story. It was exactly the kind of quirky attention grabber that stops the swipe. One friend in a gym wearing the respirator, the other friend mocking him. A quick back and forth about how the device restricts breathing to condition cardio. A playful punchline. A call to buy through the link. Was it scientific? No. Was it memorable and native to their style? Yes, that's the whole point. Don't force creators into rigid scripts that sound like ads. Let them translate your product into the language their audience already loves. Native beats polished every single time. The story went live. Now we wait. Waiting is where amateurs quit. They panic when the first 10 minutes don't produce fireworks. Don't do that. Give the post a full 24 hours. Then look at the numbers, not just sales, taps, replies, link clicks, profile visits. All of it paints a picture of how your offer lands with real people. When I came back after a day, the store had made sales. 12 breathing trainers moved. 2 of those were mine from testing. So let's count 10 clean orders. The revenue totaled a little over $170 at the time. The cost of goods for those units was about $40 combined. Auto-fulfillment handled the shipping process, which meant I didn't touch a box or a label. I paid $50 to the creators for the story. After adding a $1 Shopify fee that kicked in after the trial window ended, the math came out to roughly $80 in profit. Not a mansion. But remember the rules. 1 hour, $1 to build, a tiny promo budget. And we did not spend a week fiddling with color palettes. We got signal. The first domino fell. Now ask yourself the only question that matters. If one product and one tiny promo can net $80, what happens when you scale the system? What happens when you run 5 micro-influencer stories per week, each focused on a different product angle? What happens when you build a simple email flow that reminds visitors about the item they looked at yesterday? What happens when you test 2 price points and find out the higher one actually converts better because it anchors perceived quality? That is how a trickle becomes a stream. Streams become rivers. Let's talk tactics you can deploy immediately to make your next 48 hours even stronger. First, clean offers beat clever discounts. Instead of 10% off, test buy 2, get a third half off. It encourages order stacking that feels like winning, not saving. Second, show context in your product photos. If you're selling the respirator, include a close-up shot plus a mid-shot in a real gym with sweat, chalk, and a stopwatch in the frame. Your buyer's brain will do the rest. Third, layer social proof right where the friction was in your own mind. If you hesitated about breath training sounding odd, add a short line from a coach or runner. Helped my pacing on hills after 2 weeks? Keep it honest. Keep it short. A quick word on pricing frameworks. You'll hear rules like keystone pricing, which means doubling your cost, or you'll hear about charm pricing like $14.99 instead of $15. Those can work. But what often matters more in fitness is perceived efficacy. If a product looks suspiciously cheap compared to competitors, buyers assume it won't perform. Try 3 versions. Baseline. Prestige, priced higher, with a small value add like a carrying pouch. Bundle, 2 items together at a slight discount. Watch the conversion lanes. You might be surprised to find the bundle converts better than baseline because it feels like a kit that moves someone forward one level. Marketing isn't an event, it's a cadence. Here's a simple weekly rhythm you can run with a full-time job. Monday, pick 2 products from AutoDS Trending that fit your theme. Tuesday, send 3 DMs to micro-influencers with your pitch. Wednesday, approve scripts and make sure your tracking links are ready. Thursday, run the posts. Friday, review results and adjust prices or photos. Saturday, answer emails and tidy your policies. Sunday, rest. Or scroll your competitors for new ideas if you're restless. That cadence builds momentum. Momentum compounds. About those DMs, I promised you a copy and paste that doesn't make you sound like a bot. Here it is. Keep it simple. Keep it human. Hey, name. Quick one. I run a small sports store focused on niche. Your videos are perfect for our audience. Can we sponsor a single story where you demo product in your style and add a link sticker? It's paid. Very chill. If yes, I'll send the product and a short onliner for context. You keep full creative control. Up for it? That's it. No paragraphs about your brand origin story. No over-explaining. Creators are busy. Give them clarity, respect, and control. The good ones will appreciate it. The great ones will add ideas you didn't think of and make your product look cooler than you expected. Pay on time, say thank you, and keep the relationship alive. This is not a one-night stand. It's a roster you can call on. Let's layer in 3 psychological levers that keep viewers from bouncing off your product pages. First, immediacy. If shipping is reasonably fast, say so near the price. Ships in 2 to 5 days from our U.S. partner. That line is worth more than another photo. Second, risk reversal. A clear 30-day refund policy stated plainly near the Add to Cart button lowers hesitation. Third, identity. Speak to who the buyer wants to be. Not, this is a resistance band, but this is your no excuses workout when travel and weather try to steal your momentum. The words live in a different part of your customer's brain. That part moves wallets. There are pitfalls. Learn them now, not later. Don't oversell health claims. Your respirator will not turn someone into a marathoner overnight. Stay away from medical language. Let users talk about results in their own words and keep your copy focused on intended use and habit building. Track shipping times. If a supplier gets sloppy, replace them before your reviews tank. Answer your emails within 24 hours. Even a quick, got it, on it, keeps trust alive. And for the love of all that converts, test your checkout on your phone. Most of your buyers will be on mobile. If your buttons are tiny or your form asks for 4 lines of unnecessary data, you're losing money on the floor. Now, a small confession. The creators I used didn't promote every item in my store. They promoted one. I thought spillover traffic would explore the rest. It didn't happen. That's a useful lesson. People don't explore when they came to buy a specific thing from a specific link. If you want cross-product lift, engineer it. Add a small in-cart upsell that suggests a band when someone buys the respirator, or give a discount on the hat if they add it within the next 10 minutes. Done lightly and honestly, these micro-prompts feel like curation, not pressure. If you do nothing, you will get nothing. Let's close the loop on the metrics. 10 clean sales of the breathing trainer produced a little over $170 in revenue, $40 to buy the goods, $50 for the promo, $1 for the platform fee, roughly $80 left over. That's not retirement money, but it's good signal. The first taste of traction is worth more than any course or theory. It gives you belief. Belief gives you stamina. Stamina builds the system. And systems, when pointed at the right problem with the right partners, print outcomes you can predict. What would I do in the next 7 days if I were you? I would repeat the exact process with 2 more products in the same niche so your store doesn't feel like a one-hit wonder. I would set up a basic cart recovery email in Shopify that sends a friendly note an hour after someone abandons checkout, not a novel, 2 sentences and a link back. I would create a simple landing page for the respirator with 3 social proof blurbs at the top and the buy button above the fold, then route the story link there. I would test a slightly higher price to see if perceived quality increases conversion. And I would log everything in a tiny spreadsheet: creator, post time, product, price, clicks, sales, profit. What gets measured gets improved. There's an even stranger unlock once you have 6 or 7 micro-influencers in your corner. Treat your creators like a mini media company. Instead of one-offs, propose a content series. 4 stories across 2 weeks. Episode 1, initial demo. Episode 2, a quick 2 ways I use this pre-workout. Episode 3, a friendly challenge between the creator and a friend. Episode 4, results and a question box for viewers. You just built a customer journey that feels like entertainment, not advertising. Guess which one people watch? A word about your voice. You don't have to be loud to sell. You have to be clear. If you write your own product scripts or short texts for creators, read them out loud. If your tongue trips, your buyer's brain will too. Swap jargon for plain words. Shorten every sentence that has the word "that" in it. Cut 1/3 of your adjectives. Keep one tiny bit of humor if it's natural. And in every piece of copy, try to include one phrase that makes the listener nod because it feels like a private truth. For the respirator, that might be, "Hills used to break me at minute 8. Every runner who knows that pain will feel seen. Feeling seen is the gateway to clicking buy. Let's talk about the moment before the buy, the last mile. Many stores lose buyers here with a simple mistake. They ask for too much information up front. Keep your checkout lean. Name, email, shipping address, payment. If you can enable Shop Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or PayPal, do it. Each of those is a yes button for a different kind of buyer. Also, show a tiny lock icon and the phrase "Secure Checkout" near the button. It's not magic, but it matters. The sum of 100 subtle signals is trust. Trust is conversion. If you've listened this far, you're not just curious, you're ready. So here's a tiny field assignment that will take you less than 15 minutes and will change your trajectory this week. Open your Instagram app. Find 3 micro creators in your niche whose comments feel alive. Watch their last 5 stories. Then send the DM I gave you, customized by one sentence that proves you watched their content. For example, your hill sprint clip made me want to puke just watching. Perfect for a quick demo of our breathing trainer. Keep it human, then close the app. Do not refresh every 2 minutes. Give them time. When the first yes comes in, move quickly and kindly. That first collaboration will teach you more than a month of reading. Let me leave you with an image. Picture 2 doors. Behind the first door is a perfectly designed brand concept that lives in your head for 6 months while you debate shades of blue. Behind the second door is a slightly messy store that ships its first order tonight because you pressed publish. The first door gives you the comfort of control. The second door gives you the gift of reality. Reality is where customers live. Reality is where money changes hands. Reality is where you learn. So, are you worse than millionaires? Of course not. They just walked through the second door sooner, stumbling and learning faster than the rest. You now have a path to do the same. $1, 1 hour, 1 laptop, a store that a robot helps assemble, a handful of products chosen by demand, not by guessing, a micro-influencer who speaks your buyer's language, a link sticker, a story that feels like a friend's joke at the gym, 10 sales, $80. Proof. Take that proof and scale it. Add a product, add a creator, Add a small email. Add a tiny bundle. Keep your promises. Answer your emails. Replace bad suppliers. Shoot one quick clip on your phone of the product in your hands to pin at the top of your store. None of that requires permission. It only requires that you start. And if you get stuck, read the first 3 paragraphs of this talk out loud again. Let them remind you that the distance between you and a result is smaller than you think. Then set a timer for 60 minutes, just like I did, and begin. The next 24 hours could be the most useful day your store will ever have, because it will be the day you move from thinking to doing. One last nudge before you go build. Close your eyes for 2 seconds and imagine the message that hits your inbox tomorrow morning. Order received. You click it and smile because you know exactly what you did to make it happen. You didn't wait for motivation. You built momentum. That's the whole game. Now go play.